I've been traveling all across the world to meet amazing human beings, refugees. They are the most resilient people I've ever met in my entire life. But I want to draw our attention to something as we celebrate and meet them this week. There are nearly over 80 million refugees who have been displaced. They are seeking asylum. They are looking to have homes, and they're looking to have their identity restored. I've met young women and girls. Sometimes my heart is broken. The toughness, the challenges, the life they live is unbearable. We need to do something about this. So as we go to celebrate, let's pay attention to refugees. Let's do something about this. I think what COVID-19 has done is global solidarity is also helping your fellow human being. I want us to help young women and girls who are living in these camps. They are not going to join the global workforce or work for your company if you don't invest now. They are going to be left behind. And I don't think we want that. So let's do something about this. Let's help refugees. Let's help young women and girls refugees. Give them education, content, infrastructure, and the skills they need so they can join the global workforce of tomorrow. I've invited so many people this week. Please tune in to listen to Wahid Aryan, an Afghan refugee, and so many people who have been sharing their life stories in the initiatives with me. I want to thank you so much. Please pay attention to refugees. Their circumstances does not define them. Refugees is not written on their back. Thank you for listening, and I will see you on social media. Make sure you follow us. Thank you, and have a lovely week of inspiration and learning. Hello.
Hi, Lady.
How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
So happy to have you here, Paolo.
Happy to have you too. No, sorry, not happy to have you. Great to see you.
We're live on Facebook. Can you imagine?
Sorry, Lady.
I remember meeting you on Clubhouse, and I was so impressed by you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was an absolute honor to meet you through Peggy's room. Yeah, it was amazing.
How is everything? How is everything going?
Yeah, I'm absolutely great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Working hard, trying to get things done, as always. So let me ask you. I've been so impressed with the work you've been doing. All the stuff you are involved in, your climate change, and you are an entrepreneur. You've been writing books, and as a young person. But how has COVID affected you as a young person?
Well, it has affected me a lot because my brand basically is the Pint-Sized Adventurer. So that is my AKA name. I'm all about going on adventures and going out into the world and exploring new things, just different things like that. And thanks to COVID, I couldn't be. I'm not able to do any of that stuff. I wasn't able to do any of that stuff, and it was just a really hard time. But during this period, I got to spend more time with my family. So that meant, more family time, speaking to my family, learning with my family, and it was just an amazing, fun period when I actually saw the good in how I could make for time I spent during lockdown, and just time has given me time to do more planning on how I'm gonna change the world one day.
Can we talk about a little bit about your project in Tanzania, which I was really passionate about. Would you mind just sharing with everyone what is the work you're doing in Tanzania and how did you get involved in that?
Oh yes, definitely. Thank you so much. So some of the work that I've been doing in Tanzania is recently during this lockdown period. Like I said, it's given me a lot of time to create, some really cool things. So I was able to plant 10,000 trees in Tanzania, and these are fruit trees. So I'm contributing to permaculture, but also I want to help feed families. So like I said, these are fruit trees to help feed families who might not have access to as much food as we have access to. And I just wanted to give back. And the land of which I planted the trees on, I own none of it. All I've done is just given back to the communities by planting more trees, because the governments go to these landowners of acres and acres and hectares of land, and they say, I'll give you money to cut down your trees. And so what I want to do is go to these landowners and say the exact opposite. I'm going to teach you how to make money with those trees.
Wow. So so I was told you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What is your business?
So my business is, so I'm an author of several books. I've written 6 books so far. And then, like I said before, the Pint-Sized Adventure, that is basically my whole brand, my business. That's what it's about. And my mission for that business is to help inspire at least 1 million kids around the world to go on adventures of self-discovery and external as well.
Wow, that's really amazing. You know, we work with refugees. This week is World Refugees Week, and we are trying to get young boys and girls all across the world who are refugees. They live in very difficult conditions compared to yourself and mine. But what is your message to young boys and girls right now in refugee camps listening to you? You speak so well. You have a family. You are very surrounded, but most of them don't have families. So what is your message for them?
Well, my main message for them is to just use your story. So if there are any refugees watching this right now, I just want to tell you, just use your story as steps to get to your dreams, and use your story as to get to your dreams. And the reason why I say that is because your story is powerful. Being a refugee, going through all the hardships that you've gone through, don't make that story your pain, although it may have caused you pain. Make it your triumph. Make it your happiness. Make it your joy for life. Make it your stepping stones to go and achieve your goals. Because the problem is, a lot of the time, people use what they've gone through as a way to pull them down even further. But I want to tell you to use your story, use what you've gone through to pull yourself upwards and towards your dream.
That's so amazing. That's such a wise thing to say. They all have stories, as you know. They have difficult stories, but when I meet them, I'm so proud of what they've achieved. And they're called I Am the Code Keepers. They're very beautiful, strong, powerful young women and boys growing up in these places. But I know you also like the global goals. And what is the goal you've chosen that you like? I know it's climate change, planting trees and helping people in Tanzania, to plant trees. But do you have another goal that you really like based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals?
Yeah, so one of my other goals is to just inspire kids around the world. And the reason why I say mainly kids is because in order to become an adult, you start off as a kid. Because in order for a flower to grow, it starts off as a seed. It cannot be a flower without going through the process of being a seed. So what I want to do is inspire kids around the world and urge them to share their message so that they can come out and make something out of that.
The UN Sustainable Development Goals, the 17 global goals. So have you seen them? Do you think you like some of them, or is it something you would like to learn?
Yes, I have seen them, and my favorite ones out of them, the goals that I want to focus on is number 11, which is sustainable cities and sustainable cities, and then number 9, and then number 2, number 2, which is zero hunger, and then number 9. Sorry, it's just coming to my mind right now. Number 9, I'll remember. It will come back to me.
No, no, absolutely. Infrastructure and innovation. You know, I love the goals. I know them to the top of my head every single day. I talk about them. You know, they are really, really something that I'm passionate about. But you know, sustainable cities. Do you know why do you think we need to focus on sustainable cities then?
Well, the main reason I believe that we need to focus on sustainable cities is because in order to create a sustainable city, it starts with the people. And so how I'm contributing to that and how it's made mainly one of my main goals is like through my book writing. All the books that I do is self-help books, and I believe that in order to create a sustainable city, and then potentially a sustainable world and a sustainable universe, is by focusing on the people first. Because starting with sustaining something, it has to be maintained, and if you're living in something that you want to be sustained, then you have to be a part of that change. So sustainable cities was a really big one for me, and it's something that I'm just all about it.
I personally really love it. You know, I can't finish this live stream with you without talking about your beautiful mother and your family. You are all entrepreneurs in the family. But when you think about it, you know, like I said, you are surrounded with love, with attention. Your mom is a great coach to you and to many people. What gives you hope, Paolo?
Great question. What gives me hope is just seeing, like the refugees that we were talking about, and the courses that you've done prior with those refugees. While my mum was on there, I got to listen a bit, and then I got to listen to some of their stories and seeing the amazing things that they're doing. Well, that's the main thing that gives me hope. And the other thing that gives me hope is just seeing how drawn kids are, like myself, into creating a better world. Because with those refugees, there's a lot of people out there who have gone through a lot, but they don't have the same passion that those girls have. And those girls have amazing passion, and that really gives me hope, because they just know what they want to do, they know where they want to go, and they're just absolutely amazing.
So, well, I'm going to give you a bonus opportunity. Anything you want to ask me?
Oh, yes, there is something that I would like to ask you. So I just want to ask why you started I Am the Code. Because, there are a lot of organizations out there that people have started, but, you don't really get to hear why they've started it. And your organization is absolutely amazing. So I just want to ask why you started it.
Well, that's a very good question, because when I was your age, I really suffered as a child. I didn't have a lot of opportunities like you have. I didn't have like a mom and dad and all the support, you are getting today and many people are getting. So, as I grow up and I have so much now, I have a lot of privileges, and I just decided that it's better that I go and give it to other people, right? So I'm a businesswoman. I'm a software. I work in software and technology. So I just thought that, now it's the time for me to give back. So for the last 5 years, I run this foundation, and I've been trying just to help people so they can have better lives. As you said earlier, our stories don't define us. So if we can help other people to have better lives, I think society can change. So I just created it so I can help people and enable 1 million women and girls to learn how to code. So I'm a full stack developer. I'm a coder. So I want to teach girls and boys how to code so they can get jobs, become entrepreneurs, become authors, become coaches, and just, become investors, work in a financial sector so they can have good lives. It's time for us to help other people in life. And I think sometimes we become very greedy, we become very mean when we have connections, when we have money, we don't give back. So it's time to give back. That's why I created I Am the Code. And I'm really happy to meet you, because you're going to be, in the next 10 years, you're going to be a formidable young man who you will always remember this conversation, and hopefully you'll give back to others.
Oh yes. I not just hopefully, it is my mission to give.
Yes.
You know, I don't see giving back as helping anybody. I see it as my duty, because the definition of helping someone is, when it's something that you're not a part of and you just want to help and contribute, and that is not what I'm about. I'm about doing my duty, and I do not use the word. I do not mainly use the word help in anything that I contribute to, because it's my duty. And if your duty is helping, then you gotta really change that, because it shouldn't be helping. It should be your duty, and it is my
That's true.
duty.
Well, I will feature you. I will continue talking to you. I'm sure you and I have so much to talk about. I'll do my best to invite you, so we can have many conversations. And Paolo, thank you so much for coming on the live stream. I'm really proud of you, and I'm so happy to call you my little friend.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And to say hi to your mom and to your beautiful family. Thank you.
I will do. Yes. Thank
Bye,
you.
Paolo. Bye. Take care. Goodbye.
This week, we are going to celebrate World Refugees Week. Over the last 5 years, I've been traveling all across the world to meet amazing human beings, refugees. They are the most resilient people I've ever met in my entire life. But I want to draw our attention to something as we celebrate and meet them this week. There are nearly over 80 million refugees who have been displaced. They are seeking asylum. They are looking to have homes, and they're looking to have their identity restored. I've met young women and girls. Sometimes my heart is broken. The toughness, the challenges, the life they live is unbearable. We need to do something about this. So as we go to celebrate, let's pay attention to refugees. Let's do something about this. I think what COVID-19 has done is global solidarity is also helping your fellow human being. I want us to help young women and girls who are living in these camps. They are not going to join the global workforce or work for your company if you don't invest now. They are going to be left behind. And I don't think we want that. So let's do something about this. Let's help refugees. Let's help young women and girls refugees. Give them education, content, infrastructure, and the skills they need so they can join the global workforce of tomorrow. I've invited so many people this week. Please tune in to listen to Wahid Aryan, an Afghan refugee, and so many people who have been sharing their life stories in the initiatives with me. I want to thank you so much. Please pay attention to refugees. Their circumstances does not define them. Refugees is not written on their back. Thank you for listening, and I will see you on social media. Make sure you follow us. Thank you, and have a lovely week of inspiration and learning.